New this morning, researchers released some good news about a possible treatment for coronavirus. There are now indications that the FDA is moving forward to authorize emergency use of a drug called remdesivir in some coronavirus patients. The country's top infectious disease doctor, Anthony Fauci, says there is clear evidence that the experimental drug is showing results in slowing COVID-19. A smaller Chinese study was less conclusive about its overall benefit, but did confirm faster recovery in patients who received the treatment early. Also new this morning, a head-on crash left one man dead and 5 others hurt, including 3 children. It happened near Minoka, North Dakota, just before 8 last night. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says a 49-year-old Bismarck man was driving the wrong way on I-94 when he hit another car head-on. Police say the car spun and hit the back end of a semi before it rolled into the median. A 36-year-old man, 35-year-old woman, and 3 children were in the car. They were all taken to the hospital. The 49-year-old driver was pronounced dead on the scene. The crash is still under investigation. New information this morning. After hiding from police in Bismarck for 5 days, a suspect wanted on 3 counts of attempted murder is waking up behind bars this morning. A tip led police to a home in North Bismarck around 5:30 yesterday afternoon, where 24-year-old Mason Shue of Bismarck was arrested. Police say on Friday, a vehicle drove up to another vehicle with 3 people inside and started shooting. Authorities identified the driver of that vehicle as 18-year-old Albert Cruz and the shooter as Mason Shue. Cruz was arrested shortly after the incident and is facing accomplice to attempted murder. His bail is set at $500,000. Shue is also at the Burleigh County Jail awaiting his bail hearing. It's now 10 minutes before 7. Let's get a check of that first alert storm team forecast. And just looking at the sunrise, I can just tell it's going to be a gorgeous day.
It really is. We're starting off really nicely there, but you may want to grab that jacket before you step outside this morning. It's a little chilly if you are heading out in the next couple of hours. We've got a beautiful start, though. This is in Grand Forks on our Home of Economy sky cam, and you can see that sun just looking nice and bright with that beautiful blue sky here to start off the day today. There may be a little frost there or in other parts of the valley, though, because we are talking temperatures close to freezing or below freezing. It's currently 34 degrees at the airport in Grand Forks, 35 in Fargo, but check out east. We're looking at temperatures at 32 in Boston, even into the 20s in Bemidji, 29 degrees there, 30 in Baudette and in Wadena. So a little chillier here this morning to start. But once we get that south wind kicking in, we're looking at some warming weather coming up for today. Here is a look at your radar and satellite map. Nice and quiet. We just saw that clear sky in Grand Forks. We'll have more of that through the morning. As we head into the afternoon, we may start to see some more clouds build in, maybe some high, thin clouds initially this afternoon. And here's a look at that wind. Not very strong at all, but we are seeing that direction shift, and that's the big difference for us here today. So here's a look at our afternoon planner. We've got some temperatures that are going to be about 5 degrees or so warmer than yesterday. And with a south wind instead of a north breeze, we're going to see some, or not feel quite as chilly as well. We're looking at some mid-60s to about 70 degrees. With increasing cloud cover, I'm hoping it'll hold off till later tonight, but we are looking at that on the increase. Here's a look at your hour-by-hour planner. Expect to have some mostly cloudy skies moving in for later tonight. You can see that we'll just have some passing clouds initially, but here they come heading into tomorrow morning. You can see that we'll have some stronger winds, temperatures into the 50s to even some 40s out east, and that chance for some showers moving in for us in our western viewing area as early as tomorrow morning. So conditions are going to be a little bit interesting to see what happens here as we're starting off our weekend on Friday. We'll see a chance for some isolated showers to even a thunder shower or 2 coming up here in your planner. Highs in the mid-70s for your Friday. So be ready for that. But otherwise today looking great and a little bit warmer.
Minnesotans will learn today to what extent the state will loosen the stay-at-home restrictions that have kept the state's economy on ice for just over a month now. Governor Tim Walz's order is due to expire on Monday. The governor said that his plan is to dial back the restrictions slowly instead of risking a huge surge in COVID-19 cases. He gave no specifics on which restrictions he'll ease next or by how much. Minnesota Department of Health is reporting 365 more cases than it had the day before, bringing the total to 4,181 in Minnesota. 15 more people have died from the virus. More people are also listed as recovered in the state. That number is now 1,912. Meanwhile, in North Dakota, Governor Doug Burgum says he'll allow movie theaters to reopen with precautions, but will keep other large-scale venues and K-12 schools closed until further notice. Burgum says that he intends to lift restrictions on most businesses starting tomorrow, saying the state has made significant progress in containing the spread of the coronavirus. Burgum just added the move for movie theaters to the list of businesses that may reopen if they limit seating and other measures. Now, in North Dakota, health officials reported 42 additional cases of coronavirus, bringing the state total now to 1,033. A hotel in South Fargo is one of several across North Dakota, providing a place to stay for vulnerable individuals who are experiencing homelessness. Sources tell Valley News Live those staying at the hotel cannot stay at homeless shelters or domestic violence shelters because they have tested positive for COVID or are waiting for test results. Organizers say all hotel staff are making sure to clean with care to eliminate any risk for future hotel guests.
During times of crisis is often when people who are the most vulnerable need the most support and help. And so as a community and as the state and as the Department of Human Services, we have an obligation to wrap around those individuals and support individuals experiencing vulnerability.
The shelter location information is not being provided due to safety and privacy concerns. We do have more details on this effort. You can find that on our VNL News app. Although our focus on COVID-19 may have overshadowed flu season, it's been an especially rough one. Experts say there were outbreaks of influenza B early in the season, with influenza A presenting itself later on. The state health department says there have been more than 12,000 influenza cases across the state, nearly 5,000 more than last year. Flu season peaked at the end of February, around the same time COVID-19 began spreading. Isolation efforts and increased hygiene may have had an effect on the number of influenza cases.
All types of respiratory illness are spread through cough and close contact, and so really good hand hygiene. If you're ill, staying home and away from others and away from work. All these are really good methods to prevent respiratory illness, and so you prevent one, you prevent the other.
Health officials say although influenza and coronavirus have similar preventative measures, it's really unfair to compare their spread because the virus strains are incredibly different. Epidemiologists say they're now seeing flu cases decline at the same time the season usually does, into the month of May. More than 37,000 pounds of potatoes were donated to the Great Plains Food Bank in Fargo. Originally, the farmers said the potatoes were intended for restaurants, but with so many restaurants closed due to the pandemic, they wanted to prevent them from going to waste. Great Plains Food Bank says they've seen a 30% increase in food demand at their partner pantries.
Before COVID hit, we were serving 1 in 8 individuals, and we just ran some numbers last night, and our food pantries are reporting a 44% increase, and at our mobile food pantry distribution, we've seen 79% increase.
While demand is up, the food bank says it's seeing a decline in donations as stores are giving less and people are holding on to food during these economic times. And don't forget, you can still help feed those in need with the Great Plains Food Bank and Valley News Live. We have upped our virtual food drives goal now to $30,000. And we've still got a few weeks to reach it. With your help, I know we can do it. Just head to valleynewslive.com or use your VNL News app to find that Please Donate button. When pulling up to a stoplight, you may be next to a motorcycle more often than not as we continue to have these beautiful spring-like temperatures. But there are some safety reminders for both drivers and bikers. Let's check in with the Valley Today's Abby Furchner with some important reminders. Good morning, Abby.
Yeah, good morning, Lisa. Drivers, we're once again sharing the road with motorcyclists, and that means that we need to be extra cautious and make sure that we're watching out for them on both the highways and in town. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, nearly 5,000 motorcyclists were killed in a crash in 2018. I spoke with Lonnie Birch with North Dakota's Motorcycle Safety Program, and he says that the most common mistake made in car versus motorcycle crashes is that people just don't see the motorcycle. And the next time you make a turn, make sure you're checking your blind spots.
Car versus motorcycle crashes, it's usually the left-hand turn in front of a motorcycle. and there again, it's back to the car not seeing us when they're making that turn. I don't think they purposely go, here's a motorcycle, I'm going to turn in front of them. I think they just don't see them.
Birch also wants to remind drivers to give them enough space too when following behind them. Motorcycles can brake just as quick and easy as a car can, and that can also cause a crash. But no matter if you're new to motorcycles or you're an experienced driver, Birch also recommends everyone take a safety course, and right now North Dakota's motorcycle safety program is on hold with classes, but they do plan on having classes here this summer, so keep your eye out for those.
Okay, some great reminders this morning. Abby Furchner reporting live for us. Thank you. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Here's today's question. We spend almost 40 hours a year staring at this. Well, this year it might go up a bit. The answer, the inside of your refrigerator. I do that way more than I want to admit. Remember, you can play along every weekday morning by heading to our Valley News Live Facebook page. That's where we post the question of the morning. Here on the Valley today, we want to thank you for tuning in to watch our coverage. And we want to assure you that we are working hard to make sure you're staying informed during this COVID-19 pandemic. Just head to valleynewslive.com or use our VNL News app, as well as waking up with us every day right here on the Valley Today. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. You can join us right now for more live, up-to-the-minute news and weather on the Fargo CW.